Get your life together. Fix your wigs. Fix your wigs. Whatever. It's been a long time since I've been here, since you've been here. It all starts now. Welcome, everybody. Get your cups in the air.
Good morning, everyone.
Listen to banter, news, and madness all now. Don't touch that dial.
It's coffee talk with the Tika. Nothing rhymes with that but chicken tikka. We name drop here with Stephen and all his friends.
Everybody relax and settle down. We're very happy to see you here. Very happy. Good morning, Dr. G. How are you doing?
Good morning. Great to be here. It's a great Memorial Day weekend. So been out planting some trees. The wife had to call me in to make sure I showered up and, got pretty for you.
Oh, my wife made me roll out of bed and goes, are you doing your show? I go, yeah, I'm going to do it. So she's happy that I did this. So here I am. And it's been a long time, and I wasn't sure I was going to even do a show this morning. So this is kind of last minute. And for the regulars that are not here, you're going to be sorry that, that he did this. He's like, Debbie Muller would be really mad too. I didn't get a notification, but Debbie, I hope you're doing good. Todd, good to see you over here. There's Miranda and Xander dropping in to say hi to everyone. She has some stuff going on, dropping in to say morning, everyone. Really off to take my newly cone-free dog to the park. Woof. Like it. Well, have fun at the park.
There's a little bit of excitement there.
That's exciting. Yeah, look at the hearts from Miranda.
Yeah,
Miranda, and really great to see everybody here today. And great to see you. Look over here. Thank you for popping in here. Look. Nice to see you too.
Good to see you.
And Todd's right there. My coffee is brewed and ready for some ADIKA. Hey, Todd, hope you're having a great masquerade Memorial weekend. There should be a masquerade on the Memorial weekend. And Dr. G, if everybody's tuning in right now, the good doctor will be 9 a.m. on IG, Instagram today. And what are you going to be talking about? COVID-19 update, huh? Look, I said it.
Okay. Oh, you even said it. All right. Oh, yeah. So, we have to cover that one and the monkeypox thing. And, people are just in the state of alarm these days still. And, and it's not about ignoring things. It's about having an intelligent grasp on things and knowing what to do, when to do it. And so like anything else in the world. And so you can still see the degree of fear that some people have over what is turning into just a cold, and we just got to get people out and living their lives and doing appropriate things if you're sick, etc., what things to do and how to prevent and how to treat these things, and then just learn that there are other things other than vaccines in the world. That was just for Corey, really.
That was we actually tried to call Corey. He's still hiding from the world because he's afraid of his own shadow. That's right. He sees a shadow, he puts a mask on.
Right. And he wishes he had a vaccine for it, because if he could vaccinate against that shadow,
Oh yeah. What's Todd saying over here? We're going back to. Is this over here? Huh? Is this Are we going back to a mask? Right. Are they going to make people wear the mask again?
It's an advisory. There's still no state that requires masks as of, I think, this morning anyways. It's obviously an ever-changing situation. And I recommend if you have a respiratory illness, everybody, and you're going to go out in public, I would wear a mask if I were you, because, it's because there are people who are, whether you think it's warrantedly nervous or not, isn't really, it's about being part of society. If somebody's wearing a mask, I let them be. They can wear a mask if they want to. And but if I had a respiratory illness and I was going to go into Publix or wherever, I'd be wearing a mask. Why? Because I think it's a smart thing to do. We've learned from that.
Wow. Everybody just got so comfortable without the mask. Mm-hmm. But then paranoid people like me who don't know whether to cross the street at the light or in between green, I'm all confused.
Well, confusion, and you.
I just sat next to a lady on a plane that snored for 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
And she wasn't wearing her mask. Yeah. I put my mask on. She
probably didn't have a respiratory illness and she didn't need to wear one.
I put my mask on. I couldn't.
And then you have the choice of putting your mask on. See, that's the whole point is this, there is this component to freedom of choice, which is confusing for people. Do we have choice? And some of the groups who they want to have their choices, but want to take your choices away. And we have to get to that irony that we see from people and recognize they can make the choices they want to, but they don't have to take other people's choices
Hey, good morning, you
away.
dumb too. Good to see you. It's been a long time. Yeah.
Right.
Freedom to not live in fear.
Right. And so, and of course, it's Memorial Day, and men and women who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for the country and for your freedoms, as far as that goes. And so, and still somehow the group that proclaims freedom is trying to take so many freedoms away about what you can say, what you can do, what books you can read, etc.
Yeah.
Women's rights. It goes on and on. Oh, but a vaccine is my body, my choice is such a paradox. And I do believe, of course, vaccines are a choice, as you well know. We moved to Tennessee partly because Leo's not vaccinated, and he will never be vaccinated in the way the schedule is set up, because it's not set up in an intelligent way.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't mean we won't choose to do some vaccines for him, and now or in the future. Same thing goes for everybody else when they're hearing about this. Should I get more vaccines? And the vaccine isn't at all related to the current variant that's the subvariant of Omicron that's going around now. Something like 60% of the infections of this BA.1.1.2 subvariant of COVID. And so, no way should we be redoing vaccines unless they get more intelligent, which of course has the chance. There's nanoparticle vaccines that are going to be more universal vaccines. There's inhalable like that, nasal vaccines that could zig or zag with things. The problem is, of course, is that it really isn't an emergency. So we're not going to see emergency use authorizations for those things, as we should not, because we need to test to say how well they work and for how long, etc.
Yeah.
But an article I was reading, it's like, oh, we should just be doing one of these booster nasal vaccines every 4 to 6 months, because that's about how long you get out of a vaccine, which is craziness, if anybody believes in that. So, but it's an interesting time.
It's funny you talking about the vax and all this, and Steve, in memory of Ellen. Thank you very much, Steve. Really, thank you for the super chat, and thank you for doing that in memory of my mother. For anybody not watching, my mom's name was Ellen, and that is my mom that Steve's referring to. And I really appreciate that, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
I had a tough time. I'm typing in the dark. It's okay, Steve. You're all right. I'm from Brooklyn, and my mom's from Brooklyn, and I had a wild time, and I had some days off, and we're talking about the vax, and I had a conversation with my mother before she got sick. For anybody who doesn't know, my mom passed away suddenly on the 15th of May, and it was suddenly, but she didn't have COVID, and I'll talk. I use this show as therapy, and one thing I'm always going to be is real and honest with everything I do here. And I'm not going to bullshit nobody. So you guys being here, thank you for your support. And I'm sorry if I was missing in action. And you guys are really important to me. So, and the show my mom was always fun. I'd bring her on the show, but we're talking about the vax. And she passed away suddenly. Now, my mom and I had a conversation before she got sick. She was talking about the vax. She goes, I don't feel right. This is just my mom talking. She goes, I don't know. Ever since I took the vax, I never felt right afterwards. She had the vax and she had the booster, I believe. My mom is all into flu shots, all into that stuff.
Right.
And there's some people out there saying about, oh, maybe it was the vax. Maybe it was, I'm sick now and this and that. Nobody knows all these theories. I don't know, and I didn't do an autopsy on my mom passing. But she passed away suddenly, and then she had a garage sale, and then the next day she couldn't breathe, my mother, and I could hear it in her chest. She was all congested. I go take a COVID test. She had those home tests, but she was so sick she couldn't even get the test. Mm-hmm. And then my mom, the next day I went to call and check on her. She didn't answer the phone. I'm calling 7, 8, 9 on the hour. She fell down, supposedly. I think she passed out, but she never said. But I called my son. He went to the house to make sure she was okay. Then she called me. Sounded like she just woke up. No, I'm okay. But she ended up falling, fracturing her ribs. And she was very sick. My son took her she didn't want to go to the hospital. He took her to the hospital. But she ended up passing away within a week being there. She was fine. Then I get a phone call. She's not fine. Then I get a phone call. She's fine. Then I get a phone call. Your mom's dying. Her kidneys are failing. This, that. She ended up dying of what is it? sepsis. How do you say that? What is it? Sepsis.
Sepsis. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they put on the certificate.
Right.
And she had the, well, Dr. G, I actually called him up as a friend, not for a doctor, because when you get into these situations, you don't know, you don't know, you're confused, and then they want to tell you, well, we got to put you on you have a choice, you got A, B, C, but then you might not be here if you do B and C or A. So here you are, when you have these choices, you don't know what to do.
Right.
So the whole time I followed my mom's direction and all that. And it was tough, and it was clear. And I, spilled my heart to her, my son, my wife, my daughter. We all were there, and it was the hardest thing. My mom nowadays, she was only 78, and nowadays that's not old,
No.
And it was really tough. So that's why I went dark. Everybody, I went dark, and then I had a trip to go to New York City because my friend was doing a documentary, and that was planned. I was supposed to go do that.
Oh, really?
Andrew Dice Clay. And I ended up going, I had the ticket booked. So it's weird how everything works. And this is a crazy story. I'm going to tell you guys. I'll share this with you, Dr. G. Therapy, it's a show. You guys are all family here.
Yeah.
You guys are good people. Steve, you did a beautiful super chat. You deserve a story. Look at that. I'll give you a story. So you guys remember Kenny Vance, the singer from Jane the Americans?
Yeah.
I interviewed him a while back.
Yeah.
He always keeps in touch with me. Loves the artist on record on the show. Always helps me get guests. So here's a crazy story. Kenny Vance was my mother. Let me rewind. He was my mother's favorite singer. She loved him. When I was a kid, I used to stare at his record. When I was 10 years old. Loved it. Yeah. I used to stare at, he had a solo record called Vance 32. And it was real important to me because I grew up, my parents were divorced, and it was my therapy. I'd listen to a record, stare at the album cover, just get lost in the music. It helped. It helped. Whatever helps you out there. If you're going through something, it helps you. Go do it. You're not hurting anybody. It's okay.
Right.
So anyway, my mom is in the hospital. I go out there to California to go see her. She passes away. My mom had 2 cats. One was 21 years old.
Wow.
This cat was with her through thick and thin. She loved this cat. And the cat, she had a feral cat too, wild animal. Crazy. The cat will kill you. The cat doesn't want to know. But my mom loves cats. Love you, Stephen. Thank you, Joe Basha. Thank you so much. Love you too. So to my mom's wishings, I took whoever was going to take the cat. She was going to have money for them. I didn't trust anybody to take the cats. I took the cats back with me. Now one cat's living in a townhouse by himself. It's ridiculous. My mom is still busting my chops, Dr. G, even afterwards. She's still, yelling Ellen, the best. Yeah. I bring her on the show. Leave me alone. She's the best. She in the hospital right before she passed. I held her hand and I made her joke because my mom was married for years, and then afterwards she went on Our Time looking for Mr. Right, and she met this one guy. Looked like Mario Brothers, real character. And I remember finding her wedding album with my stepdad. And I go, Mom, I better not find no pictures, because pictures of her and Mel in the wedding album. I go, I better not find no pictures of Mel naked. And she laughed, but she laughed.
Yeah.
And I go, we always got to keep laughing, right? And she nods to me. And I go, do you want me to do this thing they want me to do? Do you want to stay like this? She goes, stay like this. And she said, always keep laughing. And that's what I'm intend to do. I'm always going to be here to make the people in the audience laugh, try to do my best, be obnoxious, be insane. But remember, whenever I do and whenever I say, it's just to get a smile out of you, because if you haven't gone through a bad day, you deserve to smile. And don't let anybody out there rob you from your smiles.
Right.
And for people who are negative in your life, what I learned from this whole thing with my mother, toxic people, just cut them out. Don't even give them the time. Don't give them the hate. Don't give them the energy. I go there. I'll give them my hate. No more. I learned a lot from my mom's passing, Dr. G.
Yeah.
And I know I'm rambling. You could just cut me off.
You're doing great. And your mom chose to live the end of her life in her way, not to do certain interventions, to do certain interventions. And that's the whole point. We have a choice to do those things. And so, that's why it's so important to have choice, everybody. And even if the people's choices, you don't agree with, you support them once you've said, hey, because that's always as a doctor, it's like, this is what I would do, because they're asking me for my opinion. And
Yeah.
then after that, it's about ultimately supporting them in whatever decision they make, even if it's not the one that you would make. And that's one of the things I've really learned about everybody is this, people might live their middle of their life, the end of their life in a different way than you would choose to. It's just supporting them if that is the loving kindness way of being. And so, yes,
You just don't know what tomorrow's going to bring you, everybody.
Mhm.
So you know what? It's every day is a blessing to wake up and be healthy.
Yeah.
And man, the people I met on this whole experience in this short time,
Mhm.
it just, even a cab driver, and some people are religious. So, Todd, your mom, thank you. Look who thank you very much, Todd. Knuckles to you. I mean that. Very nice of you.
Yes.
And I've been through up and down. Dr. G knows, Corey knows, with characters, people pretending, and all this, all these people, and I would give it's no more. Don't give people, hey, just be happy, do the best you can. I know we got something good here, and I know the show's really good, and I know that I'm so out of my mind that I can't be imitated. So I know because of that, it's great, and you people make it great. And I speak from the heart. And there's a lot of funny things, there's a lot of sad, and I'm not going to lie to anybody. They did a Zoom link for my mom's funeral. So even at my mom's funeral, there's drama and it's funny. I have to sit and look for the joke. So my mom passes. I go back to Washington with her 2 cats. I don't like cats, but I do this for my mom. I'm doing everything for her wishes while she was dying, while she was alive, and even after. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm doing it. No matter what I do, it's one thing something always about me. My word is my word. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am with the cats. So then her black cat, who's Samantha, 21, was with my mom when my stepdad died. He was everything to her. She was everything to her. Her back, she was fine, but then the next day her legs are dragging on the floor. So Amber goes, you got to go to the vet. I got to go to the vet. I go, come on, now.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am at the vet for hours. Now my mom was an antique hoarder, and she loved antiques too. Just follow me, everybody. If I get lost, bear with me. I'm grieving. I'm a grieving guy. Help me out here. So, and me sharing these stories helps.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting at the vet, and all I'm thinking about, oh my God, this cat's 21 years old. I'm at the vet. What are they going to do? And it's taking a long time. I go, I'll be back. There's an antique store. I'm just going to go. They go, okay, it's going to be a while. I go next door to the antique store. And it's everything that my mom loved. My mom, was 78. So she grew up in the 50s, the 60s. She loved knickknacks, and she loved doo-wop and oldies. That's why I love all the old music.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm walking down, I hear the doo-wop music, and there's like furniture, 60s types, mid-century. And your dumb loves antiques, see? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she's a hoarder of the goods. And I decided to call my friend Kenny Vance from Jane the Americans. If you guys don't know who that is, this Magic Moment, Carla Mia, and he does Looking for an Echo. They made a movie about it with Amand Asante, and Kenny also he did the soundtracks for The Warriors, the movie. He did Animal House, Eddie and the Cruisers. The guy's a real, right? He's friends with Stefan. How the hell's, I don't even know why these people want to be my friend, but I make friends with people. I make friends with a doctor. All walks of life want to be my friend. Dr. G, educated guy, everybody. From Dr. G to Dice Clay, everybody, It's
Absolutely.
crazy. So now I just, I go, hey, I call him up, walking around because I heard the music. Oh, how you doing, Stefan? Talks old school. I go, Kenny, I'm doing okay. How's your shows? He goes, really good, And I go, yeah, I had a rough weekend. My mom passed away. Oh. No, I'm Jewish, but I'm not religious, everybody. And, I believe in just doing good. That's who I am. I don't know what you're calling it, but, I believe there's something out there, but nobody's knocked on my door and said, hey, these are the answers. And if you're religious, that's great. Whatever makes you feel good. But, doo-wop, see? Doo-wop. And they love it. And Miranda, you're a great human. It's an honor to watch you wander through your mind. Miranda, you're the sweetest lady. You really are. And you guys are both a great couple, and you guys are really good people. So it's weird. It's how you and I became together. So now here I am, and I go to Kenny, and I go, yeah. He goes, so what's going to go on? So when my stepdad passed away, he died at 67, a heart attack in his sleep, and my mom was out of her mind, and my mom didn't have much money. We didn't, and we ended up cremating him because my stepdad would say, when I'm gone, you're gone, you're gone. Throw me in the garbage. So I was there. I had to take the bull by the horn, and we ended up cremating him. And for years, my mom kept my stepdad in an Urban Outfitters cloth bag, a nice one, the black box they give you, his ashes in the closet. And my mom would do these fabulous New Year's Eve party. Eric Singer would come up. Eric Singer and my mom were tight. Ryan Roxy, my mom, they were tight. My buddy Tommy Clefettis that plays with Ozzy. These people were really tight with my mom. Those people are really my tight good friends, even when we're not talking. But those people have really been my friends forever. My buddy Craig, the lawyer, great guy.
Yeah.
Since junior high school, these people have been a big part of my life. So those are the cast of characters that my mom was tight with. Eric Singer would sleep at my mom's house. It was just a joke, He loved her house because it was very quaint when he'd come visit me. So I go, hey, you guys want to see Al? Because they love my stepdad. And I go, he's in the closet. And we'd make jokes. And I go, Mom, where's Al? He's in the closet. She would make jokes. I go, Mom, let's show Al. And we pull him out of the bag. And Eric would bust my mom's chops. Ellen, do you want me to get you a kisser? I'm like, I'll call the house. That'd be nice. But oh, really? And she just kept him in the closet. But when my mom was alone, she goes, Stephanie, it sucks that my partner's not here. And she would be very sad about that. Mm-hmm. And this is about over 10 years. I think he passed away by now. And she always had that thing. And then she went on Our Time trying to look. And she goes, oh, they're all schmucks. Oh, he's too sick for me. He's not healthy. I go, what do you mean he's too sick? Oh, he don't have much money. One day she talk about a guy. Oh, I met somebody. Oh, he's a schmuck. I go, what happened? And I'd show it on the show, these episodes with my mom and Blowjob Mel at Dodger Stadium. That was the guy. Do you remember Mel?
I remember Mel.
Yeah. My mom I have an ankle chain it says Mel and Ellen. And then she had an ankle chain from my stepdad from Al and Ellen, and she'd wear them both. I go, what is this?
Wow.
But while my mom was laying there in the hospital, I go, Mom, because she goes, when the hat comes off, I did something with Mel because he always wore a hat. I go, did the hat ever come off? And she laughs, the oxygen mask, and she goes, so now I know she never did nothing with Mel. And we laughed, and I held her hand. It was a beautiful thing to really talk to her and to spill my heart out. But the times when I wasn't right, when the times I was hard on my son, or the times I was hard on her, and I go, it can't be like this. You can't go, Mom. I love you. It's too early for you to go. We have a longer ride. We need to hang together. It was a tough weekend for me. And Dr. G, you've been there the whole week, and man, what a friend. They were talking doctor talk to me. I'm in there thinking in my head, is my mom going to effing die right now? I can't resonate what they're saying. And Dr. G, he would resonate, and he was there for me, I
was happy to talk to the doctor there. So.
It was a tough one. Debbie Muller, I love you. This lady over here, she's one of the best ladies out there. I love her so much. I even want to cry when I say that to her because this woman, not only is she a fan, but this woman sticks with me through thick and thin, and she's the best. Debbie, I don't need a super chat to tell you I love you. I love you. Really do. You're the best. Okay, don't make me cry, Debbie Muller. We're supposed to be obnoxious here. Okay. Okay, don't do that now. She's always starting trouble. Debbie gets me crazy. She makes me go on these Instagram rants and all that. So today's show, what's it about? It's
I don't know if you wanted to go back to the cat at the vet or the.
Yeah, we're going. Debbie Muller screws up the show. Help me over here.
She's a little guidance back again.
Dr. G, she makes me emotional. Debbie. Yeah. She's a troublemaker.
I believe you.
She's the best. Right here, another one of my fans. You're done too. She's so great too. This lady, she's always doing, when I do the interviews, and she's wonderful. Always doing the Wikipedia for me. And I love you for doing that. These are the people you don't have to give the chats. You're there with me. You share this out, and some people don't have the funds. And it's not about that. It's about just being here and giving me your heart, and me giving my heart to you. Debbie, look at this. You don't have to do that, but Thank you. You're the best. I really are. And
It's very sweet.
we all love and Miranda, another good person, sweetheart. Okay, so now I'm at the vet, you guys, and Kenny is telling me, I didn't know he was so religious. He goes, "What are you going to do with your stepdad?" I go, "I'm probably going to just get my mom cremated." "What are you going to do with your mother?" "Get her cremated because I'm bringing her back to New York. There's a family plot there that her sister has." And oh, no, Stefan. This is 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm going to wrap this now all together, everybody. Sorry I went off. It's 2 p.m. It's the same time my mother used to call my aunt. My aunt's in Jersey, lives in Jersey, her sister. So I'm talking, and already we're making plans, my aunt and I, about my mother. And my poor mother right now at this point, everything is like Jewish religion. You're supposed to be buried fast. You're supposed to not be wandering. They took my mom's body to the same place where James Dean's body was in Paso Robles, because Paso Robles is a small town. Mm-hmm. They're backed up for like weeks. I'm like, what? They can't get my mom to New York. We were going to cremate her. We're going to cremate her, bring her to New York, put her in the plot with my stepdad Al, both of their ashes together. And then backed up. Then I have to get her to another place, and they could get the cremation done fast because I was going to go to New York to do this Andrew Dice Clay thing. So I figured I'd just go, take my mom on a plane with me, put her in the suitcase with Al. Everybody's in the suitcase. We all fly for free. It's a Jewish thing, right? That's a deal.
Absolutely. Gotta have a deal.
Kenny is telling me, you can't do that to your mother. He gets deep with me. But the way he said it to me spooked me. And mind you, I'm not religious. He goes, in the Jewish religion, you're burning the soul when you're cremating. I'm like, what? What do you mean? And that's what I did, Dr. Jetface. And he's getting deep. And then he goes, Stefan, can I be frank with you? You're doing the job, but you're doing it. So you're still doing Hitler's work. Like, I'm like, I don't want to do Hitler. So now I'm like it's like, I'm the type of guy to get to Splinter. I think I have terminal cancer. I'm like, what? So I'm like, what? Wow. So now I'm like freaked out. And he's getting deep. Kenny goes, you need money, Stefan? No, I didn't call you for money, Kenny. I didn't call you for. And this guy, he's about to give me. Mm-hmm. He goes, I have connections. Let me help you out. And Kenny did. So he gets me this rabbi information because he's like, Kenny, it's like this big rabbi. He could help me organize. There got to be a book for dummies for when you die, because there's so much stuff you don't think about. You're living here to get the body there, and they have their hands in the pocket. It's such a crazy business, the funeral business, Dr. G. It's crazy. Right. So you're following me, right? Keep your eye in the comments if I miss anything, Dr. G, because I'm looking at you.
Just people interacting. Yeah.
Okay. So now I call my aunt up. I go, Kenny, let me call my aunt. Like I became frantic Jew. I'm Larry David now. So Norma, my aunt, hi. I go, Norma, we can't cremate my mom. She goes, Stefan, I was on the phone with my rabbi having this same conversation. The rabbi was telling her rabbi. I go, what? So now let's put this together. There's a delay. My mom didn't leave in her will what she wanted to do. She only thing we knew, there's a plot for her to go back to, and she signed where she'd want to go. There's one for me next to her, which is Erie. I think that's going to be my home. And then there's one my mom in the middle and Amber next to. And I'd always go to my mom. You always want to sleep in the middle of me and Amber. Oh. And I'd make a joke and we'd laugh about it. Like, Mom, like we'd go on vacation. My mom always wanted to, I'd make a joke. Well, now when that resting place happens, she's in the middle. Yeah. Me, my mom, and Amber.
Fraternity.
It's weird. So anyway, don't want to think about that, but it's eerie. So I go, you think there's something? She goes, Stefan, do you know your mother used to call me at this time? I go, what? She goes, yeah. I go, do you think she's now by the gates and she's saying, don't cremate me, and we have to stop the machines and stop the presses? Wait, this is a sign. I'm in an antique shop. Her favorite singer is telling me to not do this. He's giving me a religious lesson here. I'm like in a synagogue talking to Rabbi Vance now, I feel like. He's giving me the head of these rabbis. There's something weird. Just think about the story. My mom's favorite singer. I would listen to Kenny when I was a kid. He helped me go through my times when my parents divorced, and now he's helping me get my mother to her resting place. It's a weird story right there, Dr. G.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We ended up flying my mom back. Right. And Kenny's rabbi, who is the wacky rabbi, which I have characters in my life. This guy was so insane. Then I have the more hip rabbis, more conservative, my aunt's rabbi. This guy comes in like he's Columbo from the TV show, like frantic, and he looks disheveled, big beard. When I met him, gives me a solid hug, and he was a beautiful guy. And he really held me, and I could feel the love from him. And Rabbi Baruch, his name is, great guy. And I'm not getting religious, anybody, and I'm still the same me. I just felt for that moment, I felt something that I'm doing the right thing. So here I brought my mother to her resting place. I made my aunt happy. My aunt's over there all paranoid, telling her rabbi, now when you see my nephew, he has a lot of tattoos, and I go, we live in times now. Right. But here, I'm at the funeral. Now, you're not supposed to, the ashes, and there's a guy praying over my mom overnight at the funeral, sitting there praying, wishing, I brought my stepdad with me in the Urban Outfitters bag. I go to my son. I go, we got to do this. We got to get him in there. And I snuck out with the rabbi was praying. I go, I go to my son. I go, block me. So I'm fumbling. I have him in a suitcase in this bag. The ashes are like kind of spread on me. And I leak the caskets. I opened it. And then the bottom pie slid the ashes by my mom's legs. And I go, hey, Al, don't do nothing down there. He's by my mom. He's between my mom's legs.
Right.
We make a joke. Didn't look like my mom, but I was on a mission to bring these two people that loved each other more than life, to bring them together. For years, poor Al's in a closet, my mom's closet. Right. There's a reason why things happened. She wasn't ready to let go, but now she was. And now they're together because I brought Al in a suitcase on a plane with some strange rabbi praying. What's that Goyim kid doing? He's looking at me like the tattoos. Is he Jewish? And I go, oh my God, what if I knock the coffin over? What if I do something crazy, But I got him in there, slipped him in there, put her by her leg. Al didn't do anything. Maybe now, who knows what my mom and Al are doing, just that's their business. Them. He's between her legs. I don't know. Al. Mom,
he's not Mel.
Mom, I hope if Mel's jealous, I don't know what to tell you, but they're together. And then the rabbi comes in, and now I'm thinking, oh my God, if the rabbi opens the coffin, the Rabbi Baruch, who looks like Columbo, because he's kind of religion. Because you're not in the Jewish religion, you're not supposed to get a nice coffin. My aunt bought my mom a really nice coffin because your mom had nothing nice. She never had much. I need to do this for her. The rabbi told me these crazy stories. He goes, Jewish religion, you come with nothing, you leave with nothing. Simple pine coffin. Right. Just that's it. He goes to me. He goes, what these people do, they make you buy. I'm talking like the rabbi. The expensive coffins. Then they take the coffin when the family leaves. They don't cover the dirt up. They take the coffins and they throw the body in there and they resell the coffins. I go, what? So I'm thinking that this is crazy stuff. He's telling me this crazy stuff, and this is it is a beautiful love story. And then the rabbi is there. So now I got my Brooklyn friends with me, right? And you're supposed to take a shovel 3 times backwards, 1 time forward, and they do a prayer, and everybody does it. But the real Jews, they don't leave the grave till all the dirt's covered. Then my buddy Craig, I have my one friend Andrew. He looks like Marlon Brando. He looks like a gangster. We don't know what he does for a living, but Andrew's probably watching this. He's gonna kill me. But he does something. We don't know what he does. So my friend Craig, he takes off his shoes. He has no socks on, and he's taking the shovel and he's shoveling all the dirt till it's done. And him and the rabbi are together. The Columbo, the crazy rabbi from Kenny Vance, they're shoveling. And my friend takes his bare feet, and my buddy Andrew goes, "Oh boy, here we go," because Craig's eccentric and crazy. I go, "This is so hysterical right now." I got my friend with no shoes. Takes it's so wacky, and the wacky rabbi. Yeah, and it was sad, but it was lovable, and it was funny, and it was just the way my mom's funeral should be. Absolutely. And they both covered my buddy from junior high, Craig Deitch, who I love you so much. It was hot. They made sure that all the dirt was over her grave, and the rabbi brought a fresh flower to plant there because she still lives, he says, and it was a beautiful thing. So Rabbi Baruch, Kenny Vance, because of you made me take my mom to the right place. my friends, you really see who your friends are in the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad that my mom's not there. I can't talk to her, can't hear her voice, but she's always here, and here. And I know she's watching. And it was wacky, and it was sad. And I do go through my emotions at night when get depressed, not hearing her. But you know what? This is grieving.
Right.
I don't think I really grieved yet, and I will because you know. And then Andrew Dice Clay, I want to tell you something about that guy. I was going to leave, and he goes, "Stay longer with me. Stay longer." He had some shows. He's doing his documentary. He is truly one of the most wonderful guys in the world, and he was making sure I'm okay. We went to the gym. We menaced around the city, and don't even ask for the trouble we get in. Walked into some strange woman's apartment. We thought it was his. It's just don't even ask. Don't even ask. It was the weirdest thing. But you know what, Andrew? He's probably not watching. He's sleeping now. I love you, Craig. I love you, the Rabbi. I love you. He's my new friend, Kenny Vance, Dr. G, helping me. I love you, helping me through that crazy weekend. So my long story, it's a weird circle how it all came across. So Kenny goes to me. I speak to Kenny Vance later on. He goes, "Stefan, are you okay?" I go, "Kenny, isn't it weird the circle? What this all happened and all this stuff?" And he goes, "When I met you, Stefan, I felt like there was something important with us." Because can I tell you a story? I go, "Go ahead." When I was doing the album Animal House, he was produced the album, the movie with John Belushi. Kenny produced the soundtrack.
Right.
He goes, "Rabbi Baruch's brother is like the John Lennon of rabbis," he told me. And he goes, "Rabbi Baruch," he goes, "What are you up to, Ken?" He goes, "Oh, I'm going to do this album. There's a movie called Animal House. I'm producing it. I'm going to LA." He goes, "That's not your thing. Your thing is more deeper than that, what you're going to be doing." And he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "It's going to be this." And I asked Kenny about his Jewish. When did you get, into the religion? He goes, "Oh man, not till in my 40s. I go, "Really?" So the whole time you're in Jane the Americans? He goes, "Yeah, not till my 40s. And I go, he goes, "When that rabbi told me there's going to be more," he goes, "When I met you, I felt like there's something here more deeper than just talking about rock and roll." And it was him helping me bring my mother back because he loves helping Kenny. He really does. Right. And it's a beautiful thing for a guy that was lost and confused while he's grieving. So it's weird how you meet friends. And I made some good friends. Kenny is the same age as my mom. My mom was only 78. So I want Kenny to live a long, happy life because I like having him as a friend. And I'm selfish like that, And this is, Xandra right there. Your mom is now your guardian angel. Thank you, Xandra. And it was a wild ride for me, But you know what? This is an appropriate show to have today. It's Memorial Weekend, remembering the people that fought for our country, and I could remember my mom at the same time, and I could share sharing this.
It's very kind for you to share those stories because very few people get to share all these things that go on after passing. Because there's funny things, there's sad things that is part of this grieving process. And so you getting to share is really kind of a very sweet thing. So thank you.
No, thank you, Dr. G. And that was my wacky week. And, and I was gone and I tried to do some vlogs. I brought my computer. I was going to do all this editing. I couldn't get my mind into it. Yeah. And I'm behind the 8 ball with the show and the algorithm and the Google AdSense. Cause that's from the ads on Google. But I'll get there. You know what? I stopped trying to get guests on the show. So if people just bear with me. If, I'm trying to get the shows going and the interviews, I'm really backed up. But I got a couple of good interviews. There's another guy that's been following me, and I was harassing him, and now he's liking my stuff. And I'm going to do an interview with him, and it's going to be in Patreon, the full interview. I'm going to go live, and I think I got a date with him on June 5th. I got to make sure. Remember the movie Midnight Express, everybody? Billy Hayes, the real guy from Midnight Express. It was a movie with the actor Brad. What was his name? Brad Davis, I think it was. Okay. John Hurt was in it, and Billy Hayes, he smuggled in hash from Turkey. He was going back to the States, and it was the same day Janis Joplin died. He ended up being in a Turkish prison for over 5 years. And there's a great movie called Midnight Express. If you have not seen it, see it. Well, he just wrote a new book, Life After Midnight Express, and he's going to talk about all that and much, much more. We're going to go deep with him. But Billy's been looking at my Instagram. He sees pictures of me and Dice Clay. It must be a Dice. And now he's giving me the thumbs up and he's following me.
Good.
And I can't wait to have him on. It was a book that my mom took me to the movies. Everything I do here is the Beatlemania with Mitch Weissman. My mom took me to the Broadway show. My mom really showed me a lot of great stuff. And that's the stuff that made me want to play music and made me who I am. My mom was wacky. That's why I'm wacky. But I can't believe it. I'm going to have him, and it's a fascinating story, Midnight Express. You ever see the movie, Dr. G? Do you know about it?
Oh, yeah, that's a long time ago, but yes.
It's a long time ago, but it's so that's going to be a good one. Yeah, Debbie, that's going to be cool. So we got a couple of good things coming on. That's going to be a great one. Yeah, so that'll be in Patreon. I think it's June 5th. I got to make sure. I was writing to him. I'm going to post it in Patreon. So you guys in Patreon, if you're not a part of Patreon, it helps the channel, and it helps me keep these stories alive. So you'll see the full episode of me with Billy because it'll go long. The same thing with Gunnar Nelson, another great guy, because YouTube, I get them about, they don't want, people get bored. You love me, you love the show, you get it all uncut in Patreon. So I appreciate you guys, your support and all that. So that'd be cool. And Zandra also on vinyl records. My wife just sent it out, Zandra. So you should be getting your vinyl record because Zandra came on the last vinyl show. She won the Pretty Woman soundtrack, which I think they're making now a show on Broadway. They're doing something. So Zandra, Amber sent that out. You're getting a slip mat, and I'm sorry the delay, but I had something happen. My mom passed away. What an excuse, making Zandra feel guilty. I'm only joking. But that's on its way.
About it, Come on.
Yeah, and post it when you get the record. Post it on social media. I want to see it. I want to make sure you got it. Everybody else, thank you for your super chats. Steve and Debbie, thank you for the super chats. Tonight, today at 9 a.m., pretty soon, we're going to have Dr. G. He's going to be talking about his COVID-19 update. So spend your morning 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Instagram with Dr. G. Middle Path Medicine. They got a website. Links will be in the description down below. I get my vitamins from him. You get your vitamins from him. Actually, I got to get some more vitamins, and I think I'm due for a checkup. I don't even know. I've been out of my mind. I think your office might have sent me something. I don't know. I got to figure that out. Dr. G's my doctor. You know why? Because he's only. Let me tell you something. What I did learn in this medical world, that I left out the most important thing. My mom had an HMO, and she was getting some because her iron was low. So she was getting some kind of infusions or whatever they were doing. Amber knows more than me.
Right.
My mom wasn't telling me everything. And then when she went one day to the office, her plan switched, or the doctor stopped taking her plan. And they go, well, we can't see you anymore. We'll take you this one last time. And it's like, I don't know if that had something to play with it. She was like losing blood inside. They couldn't find out what was wrong with my mom. Something was going on. But she wasn't on top of it and being her own of Dr. Google, or she didn't have a good doctor like this guy here. Because a lot of these doctors out there, you get these, they don't care, Dr. G. They just.
The system is set up for them almost to not care. That's why I try to get across to people is if you're part of an HMO that's about making money for an organization and the doctor is just kind of a pawn in that system and they have to pile you through. So it takes time to care about people and actually listen and try to figure things out. And there's just almost no way with the way this system is set up. If you are part of an HMO, you're really, it's not really going to be healthcare. It's going to be disease care. It's certainly not going to be anything about being healthy, which has to be your own thing. And so, but even the disease care is very poor because the doctor is, again, you don't understand, these people are seeing 4 and 5 people an hour, and so there's very little time for you to, and that's if they're allowing a lot of time, by the way. So 4 or 5 an hour is a bare minimum. So you're getting this quick visit, quick prescription. It has to be like that. So there's a very little time for thought, and you really actually think of physicians as thinkers. The system is set up to have the doctor not think and then knee jerk, poof, give you a prescription for something. It's part of a bigger problem.
It's a big problem, and people can't afford to go to the private doctors, and they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. So it's a really it's just the system is just not very well. It's not
It
set up
is.
well. It's set up against you,
It is.
and
And that's why we all have to become our own best physicians and really learn what to do. That's actually what middle path medicine is about re-empowering people. I always use the term locus of control, getting people to understand, the vast majority of these health decisions are supposed to be yours, not your doctor's. And so
Mm,
don't let some power authority figure try to determine what you should eat or take or whatever else like that. So,
yeah,
um, and again, we don't have universal health care, and this is the only developed country that doesn't have that. So it's really interesting, all these little conundrums. And so,
it's true.
um,
You're dumb too.
not
Speaking of vitamins,
what you take
why
before you have,
why
why
do
do
you?
they not what you take? Um, They don't ask what you take, maybe, and so they don't understand supplements. So it's really would be like asking. Is I actually so the joke I always give is asking the doctors about vitamins is like asking your rabbi how many Hail Marys to do. It's not really the right question. It's not their thing, and so so it's you have to understand, and they understand it so little. That's why I call it the Western medical belief system, because it's like not believing in that. Well, I don't believe in Hail Marys. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And furthermore, they're wrong. And that's not true if you're from another system. That's how differently supplements are looked at by most Western doctors, especially when it comes to, surgeries and things like that. Horrible understanding. So I think what and we just did a story on this on fish oils, how they tell, don't take fish oils before surgery. Not taking your fish oils before surgery dramatically increases your risk of bleeding. So it's like the
Mm,
dumbest thing to do. And so why does every doctor say that? And the answer is because they just don't understand. They were afraid of them. So that's why our job is to have people have greater understanding, therefore empathy. So you're not afraid of fish oil anymore. You just understand it.
yeah.
You're not afraid of somebody's different religion. Like you were talking about whether somebody's from the Jewish faith does or doesn't do cremation. It would be just like, okay, well, I'll follow along.
Hmm.
Um, and please, and not use that is that stopping supplements a week before surgery is because the doctor is too I won't use stupid, unwilling to understand, okay, or just fearful. So and why would you listen to the surgeon who just doesn't understand, and is not willing to understand, or too fearful? Those are not good reasons for you to make decisions. So they tell you to stop your supplements a week before the surgery, especially fish oils, which is
Hmm.
100% wrong, and not only 100% wrong, extraordinarily dangerous, because the fish oils not only prevent bleeding, they prevent blood clots after the surgery. So it's the dumbest thing in the world for
Mm,
the doctor to say that. And the only reason they say that is not science, it's because of a belief system, which again is not really supposed to be what we're supposed to be about. We're supposed to be understanding. So
yeah,
um
yeah. I'm on Medicare and the VA. No
yeah,
complaints so far,
yeah.
except the shortage of doctors in the VA system.
Right. And again, there's strengths to everything, including Medicare is good in terms of paying for things, but the average Medicare reimbursement for a primary care doctor would allow for about a 10-minute visit. And so if you want to stay within system with Medicare, then you need quick visits, and as
Yeah.
far as it goes, and that's okay. It depends on if you are prescription based. It's pretty easy to see people order a quick cholesterol profile. Poof, you need a statin. Oops, your cholesterol better, bam, and you think you've cured something and you haven't. You just have treated a cholesterol,
Yeah.
not a human. Um,
Uh, the
and
Zoom
so,
and View you just did is much better. And the Zoom and I don't know what that is.
you mean when you went up close and personal,
Oh, the Zoom and View.
and he
Oh,
was
oh,
able to
is
see every one of our whiskers.
oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. You can see how handsome we are. Yeah, that's right. All right. Yeah, yeah, I know.
uh,
What am I gonna do? Yeah, look
uh,
at Debbie. We need clones of Dr. G so he can
mm,
be everywhere.
ah,
And yeah, my wife likes when I do better Zoom. I like it better out. I don't want to scare the people. But
yeah,
everybody, you're gonna get a close up with Dr. G. 9 a.m. Go to Instagram
yeah,
and you know what? I appreciate you all being here.
yeah.
Steve,
Sorry, I didn't
Debbie,
mean to go
Todd,
off on that
everybody.
tangent, but it was
I
one of
want
those
to
things. That,
know.
yeah, yeah,
It's important.
mhm,
Dr. G, we're giving back. The show gives. I got a doctor. You're here
mhm,
talking. You're taking questions. This is a
mhm,
great thing.
right,
And I love it. And that's what the show's about. You know.
right.
And now we got to get the big guys to get fund us so we could do more shows and get a
There you
real
go.
show going on. This way we could be and bring out hocus pocus to everybody.
And,
My stories, your knowledge. That's what it's all about. But everybody in the chat, thank you for being here this morning. I
Yes.
love you, and I did miss you very much. I
Mhm.
was thinking about you guys while I was grieving and going through my stuff. So thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for
Right.
the super chats. Thank you for being a Patreon and supporting Artist on Record. Thank you for supporting Coffee Talk ADIKA Live. I love you. If you want to get a sweatshirt, go to the merch. So buy a sweatshirt. It's nice. It's lovable.
Absolutely.
It's cozy. Has my name on it. Where else can you go wrong? Alrighty. I'm gonna get back and do all my stuff, and I'm gonna make sure also everybody that I'll be posting on all that those podcast channels that I do. We're everywhere. If you can't find me, I'll make sure we're on Google. Download the App Store. Listen to us anywhere. iHeartRadio. Take me in the bathtub. Take me in bed. Just don't drop that phone in the toilet. I don't want to get the phone messy in my face, or in that world. Alrighty. But I love you all, and I guess we are out of here. Dr. G, is that it?
Yep.
Anything you want to say before we're out of here?
Nope. Peace and love to everybody.
Peace.
Make sure you do take some time for yourself this weekend too, and that's and take a moment to remember someone. And if you think about calling someone, call them. And so if it calls to you to just be more silent, then be silent. Just make sure you follow that flow. And so even what you were talking about, Stefan, was following this flow, listening to this person, there's lots of signals out there we can listen to if we're just paying attention.
Yeah, they're out there. They're flying around us. I love you all. Dr. G, I love you. MiddlePathMedicine.com. Check him out. Check out his supplements and all that good stuff and his newsletters. And me, subscribe. Hit that bell to be reminded when I do come on, because sometimes I'm coming on when I don't know I'm coming on, and I might just come on and I might be there and you might just see me. Until then, everybody, we love you. And remember, who loves you, baby? We do.
It's Coffee Talk with ADIKA. Nothing rhymes with that but chicken tikka. We name drop here with Stefan and all his friends.
They can't get out of here. They can't get out of here. They just love us so much, Dr. G. Dr. G, they love us. Everybody, that's right. Click on that box right over here. You're going to see it pop up. It's going to come on my face. Click on another episode. Until then, we'll see you all later. Bye, everybody.